Hello, this is Lacquerography, and this is my wish list for June 2025's Handmade Creations. I've already gone ahead and made a first impressions preliminary wish list, and I can't even believe it this month. There are 20 items right now that have caught my eye. Some of these items this month are just making my heart sing. So let's jump right in and take a look at the 20 items that have made my preliminary wish list this month. This first item up is by 1422 Designs, and this one is called Gonna Make a Difference, Gonna Make It Right. This one is listed as being a capped pre-order, and looking down through the description here, it does say that there is a 100 cap. What that means is that this maker, 1422 Designs, is committing to creating 100 of these polishes before it's considered sold out. 1422 Designs begins a new theme inspired by music with a message, with the first polish inspired by Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson. Gonna Make a Difference, Gonna Make It Right is a murky slate blue with red, orange, gold, green Aurora shimmer and holographic flakes. The moment I saw this one, right at the very top of the listings this month, I added it to my wish list. There's something so steely about this color. It's really dramatic. It's kind of cold, but then it's got this like burning ember glow happening with this Aurora shimmer. It's a really nice contrasting warm glow against what I think is kind of a charcoal or a steely blue base. I really love the look of this one. I'm really kind of intrigued by the launch of this new theme, Music with a Message. I have the feeling that I'm going to be falling in love with many in 1422 Designs' latest collection series here through Handmade Creations. I really do believe that this polish is quite a standout. This slate blue with the holographic flakes and shimmer is by 1422 Designs. Gonna Make a Difference, Gonna Make It Right. This next item up is by Baroness X, and this one is called The Emperor. For this polish, looking down through the description, it says that there is no cap. What that means is that in this case, the maker Baroness X can create as many of these polishes as are needed to fulfill all orders this month. Baroness X continues their tarot card theme series. The Emperor is a gold, green, sky blue magnetic in a multifaceted shimmer background with a purple to pink shift. I haven't been able to get this one out of my mind since the moment I first saw it. There's something so royal and elegant about this color. I think that the purple aspect to this one is giving such a richness and an elegance to it. And for me, the predominant color combination that my eye is picking up here in most of these swatch photos is purple compared with kind of a gold magnetic pull. I think that this is a polish that I would absolutely love all through the fall. I'm also intrigued by this really interesting shimmer that seems to be happening through that base color, through that purple. There's something really quite dramatic and elegant about this polish. It somehow seems at first maybe a little bit simplistic as well. I mean, it's a rather purplish looking color with this magnetic pull, but yet there does seem to be something so mysterious about what I'm seeing here in these swatch photos. This magnetic is by Baroness X, The Emperor. This next polish up, I hope I'm going to be saying this one right. This one is by Bee's Knees Lacquer, and I hope it's Fio Fuerte y Formal. Please feel free to correct me in the comments. If I'm wrong, I'd love to know how to say this better than I probably am doing. I don't think there's any way I'm doing that name justice. Interestingly enough, this month, there is a cap for this polish. I find very often Bee's Knees Lacquer polishes are uncapped through Handmade Creations, but this one is a capped offering with only 500 of these being made available. Bee's Knees Lacquer continues their Fallout series. Fio Fuerte y Formal is a mid-toned violet with copper to green shimmer, and it says note, may bleed with quick dry top coat. This violet color is a really interesting one to me. It looks quite different than anything that I have in my collection, and this shimmer looks really quite wild. It's described as being a mid-tone violet with copper to green shimmer. It sounds, again, really quite simplistic. I'm seeing so much complexity with this polish. This is another really rich purple. I think I'm finding that this month there are a shocking number of purples that are grabbing my attention. There's a huge range of them too. There are some that are a little bit more on the red leaning side, definitely many that are leaning on the cooler side. This one though has quite an intriguing base color for me, and that shimmer, it really does look like a shimmer that's out of this world beautiful. Based on a lot of the swatch photos that I'm seeing here, it's making me feel like this is a polish that very much has to be seen in person in order to fully appreciate its gorgeous beauty. This one is by Business Lacquer, Fio, Fuerte y Formal. This next polish up is by Cleona Cosmetics, and this one is called Amazon. Cleona Cosmetics continues their Fantastic Forest series. Fun fact, during Maggie's time spent in the Amazon, one of her surprising takeaways was just how heavy the rain comes down. It's an experience like no other that floods your sense of hearing. But despite how hard it rains, if you are under the forest canopy, you will hardly feel a drop. Amazon has a canopy green jelly base with rainy blue iridescent flakes. This sheer jelly formula evokes the feeling of heavy rainfalls characteristic to the Amazon rainforest, best layered in 3 coats or topped over a medium to dark green base. Now what it is for me here is this polish worn alone that is really grabbing me. This green jelly base with these blue iridescent flakes, this polish is so unusual and I've fallen in love with it. This is a series that I've been following from Cleona Cosmetics through Hella Handmade Creations month upon month for the last little while. I've been so impressed with the artistry of the polishes within this mini collection. I've actually managed to pick up almost all of them that have been offered. I absolutely love the originality, the creativity of this one right here. I do really love about this one too, that it says that it's best layered in 3 coats, just worn on its own, or topped over a medium to dark green base. I love the versatility of a polish like this, but it truly is the way that it looks worn on its own that I'm adoring. This one is so interesting and unique. I think this one might just be one of my top picks this month. This one is by Cleona Cosmetics, Amazon. This one is by Cracked Polish, and this is part of the Pride release this month. And this one is called No Apologies. This one is another capped pre-order polish. There are only 500 of these being made available this month. Happy Pride Month, it says. We're thrilled to give back to the queer community and support a cause close to our hearts. This month, $3 from every bottle of No Apologies will be donated to Lambert House, a local nonprofit that empowers LGBTQ plus youth through leadership, social connection, and life skills. Learn more about their amazing work at lamberthouse.org. I will absolutely be checking that out. No Apologies is a fierce purple packed with green aurora shimmer and silver reflective glitter because we will never apologize for who we are or who we love. What pulled me in for this one at first was the fact that this one was a Pride release. I always love it when one of the polishes that I purchase can do some good in the world. And the fact that this one raises some money for a very important organization, that really gets me. At first I was thinking too, I must have something in my collection that looks something like this. But there is something so light and shifty and also apparently quite sparkly here with the addition of the silver reflective glitter as a component in this polish. I still, at this point, cannot get enough of the addition of reflective glitter in polishes. To me, it provides this undeniable sparkle truly unlike anything else. There's something so shifty, yet ethereal and fairy-like, and also apparently very sparkly as well about this polish. I think this is another one that would really come alive beautifully in person. I'm not quite sure about this one because I said in my gut, I was kind of thinking, gosh, I must have something that's a little bit like this. And I am also finding that this month there are several kind of in this colorway or at least a little bit similar that are grabbing my attention. I'm not quite sure if this one is going to make the final cut for me, but I truly do love everything about it. The color, the lightness, the sparkle, and the fact that this one is a Pride polish raising funds for an important cause. This one is by Cracked Polish. This one is part of the Pride offerings this month, and this one is called No Apologies. This next one up is by Cuticula, and this one is called Shadow and Bone. This is another polish where at this point there is no availability cap listed. Cuticula continues their books to TV movies series with the polish inspired by Shadow and Bone. Shadow and Bone is a bright blue-purple shifting shimmer with silver holographic flakes. I find it so interesting that in my wish list, this Cuticula Shadow and Bone is right adjacent to the cracked polish Pride offering. There is definitely a bit of a color vibe similarity happening here, but yet there are some very different components happening too. This one is described as a bright blue-purple shifting shimmer, and it has that added ingredient of silver holographic flakes. And I think that's what I'm seeing twinkling away here in these swatch photos to a really beautiful extent. The previous polish had the addition of reflective glitter, something that this polish does not have. So it's interesting, they have that beautiful quality sparkle created in two completely different ways. This is going to be quite hard, but I don't think I can really justify getting both of these polished, so I think that this will probably be a significant place where I can make some cuts to my wish list. I'm not quite sure which one I'll go with at this point. They're both really beautiful, but this incredible blue-purple shifting shimmer with the holographic flakes is by Cuticula, Shadow and Bone. This next one up is by Cuticula, and this one is called Choose Love, and this one is another Pride release this month. It says up here in the title line that this one is a capped pre-order polish, but down below it is listed as having no cap. So that is something that I may have to keep an eye out for. The shop opens actually only in a few hours, but I am going to take a little bit of time with this wish list this month because it is so extensive to really contemplate what it is that I may or may not be purchasing. That listing of capped pre-order and then listed as having no availability cap, that is something I should watch out for day by day as the shop remains open for the full week. Cuticula has created a polish for Pride Month. $2 of each bottle sold will be donated to www.rainbowfund.org. Choose Love is a blackened teal full of a rainbow of iridescent flakes. This one reminds me very much of the dragon glass polish family that Cuticula has become quite known for. I also have, I think it's called Pixie Glass. There's a couple of others as well that I think are kind of related to those ones. And this one for me is really bringing out those vibes in really quite a dark but rainbowy way. I'm really loving the glow of these flakies against that darkened base. I do find it quite intriguing that they're describing this one as a blackened teal. To my eye, it actually does look very blackened. Blackened, if not charcoal. So I am really intrigued by the fact that it says that it's a blackened teal base. This one looks quite elegant and mysterious. And I also, again with this one, love the fact that this one raises some funds, in this case for rainbowfund.org. This gorgeous rainbow flaky is by Cuticula. This is their Pride offering this month called Choose Love. This next one up is by Emily Damali, and this one is called Apatura, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. This one is another capped pre-order polish with only 320 being made available this month. Emily Damali continues their Butterflies and Moth series. Apatura is a dark purple nail polish with a blue aurora shimmer, silver glitters, and a red, orange, gold, green magnetic effect. For me, this one is a dramatic magnetic polish, and it's got that wild creativity factor. I've never seen anything like this polish either. I think these makers this month have really blown this out of the water. The creativity found here for so many of these polishes is just unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm loving everything about this one too. The magnetic effect, those base colors in here. I love the color combination that's happening. And then those glitters, these silver glitters that really add something quite special. These glitters look like quite the perfect little size. They're there without completely taking over. They seem to have just such a magical effect, especially when magnetized. This nail polish for me gets a lot of bonus points for creativity. I really need to take a look at the inspiration for this one. I think that I would be floored. This beautiful magnetic is by Emily Damali, Apatura. This next one up is by Garden Path Lacquers, and this one is called Something Bigger Than Your Fear. This one is another capped offering with only 200 of these being made available. This one is quite a small cap, and I may have to think pretty quickly when the shop opens in just a few hours from now to see if this one might make my shopping cart. Garden Path Lacquers continues their favorite book covers series with a polish inspired by the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires by Grady Hendrix. 10% of all of Garden Path Lacquer's June HHC sales, Duo and their regular shade, will be donated to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute, another fundraising opportunity that I can't wait to take a look at. Something Bigger Than Your Fear has a shimmer-packed formula and is a tribute to the juicy, but somehow sinister, peaches from the book's front cover. A peachy crully filled to the brim with 2 types of orange shifting aurora shimmer. Now this is another one for me where the color looks completely unique to anything I already have in my collection. I find that peach was kind of everywhere in 2024. It was the Pantone color of the year for 2024, Peach Fuzz. But there really is something so glowy and unique about this offering right here. It describes it as being a peachy crelly. So it's got that really nice kind of squish factor. And it says there's 2 types of orange shifting aurora shimmer. That really intrigues me. Like sometimes these makers just put together these interesting combinations within a polish that I've just never really seen before. I couldn't really fathom. And I think this one would be a really gorgeous, glowy polish. Now, one thing I'm not really sure about is how well this one might actually suit my skin tone. I find that this polish is breathtaking on so many of the darker skin tones. My skin tone is a little bit more on the lighter side. I do have quite a bit of red as well in my skin tone, so I'm not quite sure how flattering this one might be for me. But I'm really very much willing to take a big chance on this one because Garden Path Lacquers is a brand that really across perhaps the last 2 years or so, for me has done no wrong. Their releases have been original, their collections have been rather cohesive, and I'm loving the fact that Garden Path Lacquers seems to be playing around with certain finish combinations and really zooming in on those. Almost like they're perfecting them, trying to recreate them in lots of different colorways to find that one perfect look. This one very much does look quite different from anything else I own from Garden Path Lacquers, and I would love to add this one to my collection. This peachy shimmer polish is by Garden Path Lacquers, Something Bigger Than Your Fear. This next one up is by Garden Path Lacquers again, but this time, this is their Pride Duo offering. Those Heavy Days in June and When Love Became an Act of Defiance. This one is another capped pre-order offering on the website this month, with only 200 of these being made available combined together. These ones are not available individually, only in their duo arrangement. Garden Path Lacquers has created a duo for Pride Month. 10% of all GPL or Garden Path Lacquers June HHC sales, duo and the regular shade, will be donated to the Marsha P. Johnson Institute. Those Heavy Days in June has a red-purple base, is filled with a mix of blue, purple, gold, and fuchsia holographic microglitters, aqua shifting aurora shimmer, and holographic microflakes. When Love Became an Act of Defiance is a warm brown crelly base that is accented with pink shifting aurora shimmer. Now it's very hard for me out of these two to even pick a favorite. I love the look of both of them. For me, I think it's evoking fall a little bit. And it's so interesting that that is appealing to me right now, that kind of a colorway, when really we are just getting into the earliest days of summer almost in my area. We're getting our very first warmer days, and I'm thrilled about that. So it's interesting to me that these sort of more, to me, fall-like colorways are catching my eye right now. But, I mean, I can't explain it. If I like it, I like it. This duo together, this doesn't seem like the type of duo where you would really layer, but they do look really interesting in combination. I also love how these polishes do seem to play up against each other quite nicely. Somehow they really go together well, even though I don't think they're intended to be worn simultaneously. This fantastic duo is by Garden Path Lacquers. This is their Pride Duo called Those Heavy Days in June and When Love Became an Act of Defiance. This next polish up is by Jen and Barry's Forging Signatures. This one is also listed as a capped pre-order polish this month, with only 350 being made available. Jen and Barry's continues their Great British Bake Off series with a polish inspired by a blue and white Battenberg baked in a signature challenge. Forging Signatures has a sky blue neon base with black flakes, holographic flakes, and tiny blue-purple shifting crystal flakes. I love how there's sort of a little bit of everything in this polish. And for me, it's the color that really got me. Blue is an incredibly common sport team color in my area in Ontario, Canada. We've got Toronto Blue Jays, we've got the Toronto Maple Leafs, we have the Toronto Argos as well. This color really does hit me in my heart as a fan of sports in my area. There is something really special about this base color anchored with those dark black flakes, but then also what else is happening here in these tone-on-tone flakes? The holographic flakes, the tiny blue-purple shifting crystal flakes. This really does have a very magical look. It's something that I haven't quite seen before. So again, bonus points for its originality. This gorgeous blue polish is by Jen and Barry's Forging Signatures. This next polish up is by Moonshine Manny, and this one is called The X-Files. There is also a cap for this one. There are only 200 of these polishes being made available this month. Moonshine Manny continues their 90s TV shows series. The X-Files is a silver linear hollow, glowing with an orange, amber, lime iridescent shimmer, red, orange, gold magnetic shimmer, and red, gold, green multi-chrome flakes. This is one of those polishes that in every photo, it looks like there's a bit of a lit from within quality. I'm loving the glow, and from what I've heard from a few swatchers, this one does have quite an impressive quality of hollow and of shimmer. I'm intrigued also by what to my eye, looking at these swatches, seems to be kind of a chameleon type look to this polish. It seems like some of the swatchers are wearing it in a little bit more of a lighter application, like maybe in this photo here, although it's kind of hard to say. For this one, it looks like there's maybe a little bit more coverage, perhaps worn in two coats. Only the swatcher here, though, would know for sure. The more I look at this one, the more I think that this one may just be one of my top picks again this month. This one is by Moonshine Manny, The X-Files. This next one up is by Night Owl Lacquer. Let's get out of this A parlor. This one, luckily as well, does not at this point have a listed cap. Night Owl Lacquer continues their Bob's Burgers series with a polish inspired by the Art Crawl episode and a quote from Edith. Let's get out of this A parlor is a pale peach crelly filled with metallic rose gold flakes. There's something so light and elegant about this one. It's reminding me precisely of this time of year in my part of the world. Early June. I guess now we're almost in mid-June, really. I'm filming this on June 13th. But there is something that's reminding me of the freshness of pink flowers. It reminds me a little bit of a peony. Also of new roses. I'd really love to see an inspiration photo to see where the maker was coming from this month. But I am highly impressed by what I see. I love the way that these flakes and the base color just work together like it's a dream. This beautiful flaky pale peach crelly is by Night Owl Lacquer. Let's get out of this A parlor. This next polish up is by Penelope Lutz, and this one is a duo offering. The components of this duo are called Myosotis, and I hope I'm saying that correctly. This one is a magnetic. And we also have Forget Me Not. This one is another capped offering with only 200 being made available. Penelope Lutz continues their Flower Symphony series with polishes inspired by Forget Me Nots. Myosotis has a blue base with silver magnetic pigment. Forget Me Not has purple red shimmer and micro silver hollow glitter. Again, more of these purples, bluey purples. This one has been a little bit of a slow riser for me, but it's quickly creeping its way onto my wish list and perhaps right into my shopping cart. What changed my mind about this polish? I always did think it looked beautiful on the landing page of the website, but it was actually a swatch by Hey Mercedes here on YouTube that really caught my attention. This one is so magically shifty. The colorway within this one I think is very special. And that shimmer and silver hollow glitter I think would give this one such depth and interest and quite a magic as well. This incredible duo, which is also available separately, is by Penelope Lutz. This is the duo for Myosotis and Forget Me Not. This next one up is by Psyche Minerals, and this one is called Llama Drama. This one is another cap pre-order offering again with only 275 being made available. Psyche Minerals continues their children's book series with a polish inspired by Llama Llama Red Pajama. Llama Drama has a cherry red jelly base loaded with red orange aurora shimmer and red reflective glitter. I'm loving the description and everything that's in it. This is a brand that I've been following quite a bit over the last year or so, and the polish of theirs that I first tried that made me fall in love was one called Ghastly Smell. This ravishing red is really something and would be another very unique addition to my collection. This incredible red is by Psyche Minerals, Llama Drama. This next one up is by Red Eyed Lacquer, and this one is called Scentiscorch. This one is another capped offering with only 100 of these being made available this month. Red Eyed Lacquer begins a new series inspired by Pokemon, with the first polish inspired by Scentiscorch. Scentiscorch is a red and black-red multichrome with gold reflective glitter. The black-red multichrome aspect of this one was what originally pulled me right in, taking second, third, fourth glances at this polish. One of my earliest polishes that I fell in love with was the black to red multichrome polish by ILNP called Eclipse. And I love that this one, it's still very different than that polish, but there is still kind of a similar vibe. It's very dark, it's very brooding, but it's elegant all the same. This one is the reddened black-red multichrome, and there's also gold reflective glitter running through it. Yes, and here we go with the photo. It does showcase that gold glitter quite beautifully. This deep vampy polish is by Red Eyed Lacquer Scentiscorch. This next polish up is by Rogue Lacquer, and this one is called Pull the Lever Kronk. This one at this point as well has no listed availability cap. Rogue Lacquer continues their Emperor's New Groove series. Pull the Lever Kronk is a cloudy jelly with pink, gold, green color shifting flakes, blue glass, and black metallic flakes. There's something so appealing in this collage here about how this polish looks against so many different skin tones. 4 skin tones here that are really quite different from each other, and it's looking beautiful on everyone. I love how in particular it seems like it's these blue glass flakes that are really dancing in the light. All of them really, if I'm being honest, they're all dancing in the light. But there's something about the electric blue that's flashing through that is really getting me. It seems to me that I need to see this movie. I've never seen Emperor's New Groove, and if that movie is inspiring these gorgeous polishes that have been offered for quite a few months now in this series by Rogue Lacquer, I think this is a movie that I have to check out. There really appears to be quite an electric rainbow of flakes happening here with this cloudy jelly base. I think that's what I'm loving so much about it. It's the cloudy base and these electric flakies. There's something so magical about a contrast like that. And this is just magic on the nails. This really incredible flaky polish is by Rogue Lacquer, Pull the Lever Kronk. This next one up is by Sassy Sauce Polish, and this one is their Pride offering as well this month, which only comes in a duo. And the components of this duo are called Love is All Inclusive and Can't Hide My Pride. This one is another capped pre-order offering with only 200 of these being made available. I really am kind of worried about that. A lot of these caps are quite small, and I may have to consider setting an alarm for actually tonight at 12:01 Eastern Daylight Time on June 14th. So that's coming up in only a couple of hours. With caps this small, these could sell out before I wake up in the morning. So I'll have to really consider which ones I desperately want and how much they mean to me. Sassy Sauce Polish has created a duo for Pride Month. $5 from each duo will be donated to the Trevor Project. Love is All Inclusive is a gunmetal hollow with a twinkling of pink and blue reflective glitter. Can't Hide My Pride has a lightly blue tinted base with a purple red shimmer, black microflakes, and a fun glitter mixture. It was at first for me the gunmetal hollow polish that was drawing me in. What looks like such a cold, steely, neutral base color really seems to come alive with this wild hollow. And what it sounds like, according to some of the swatchers, is that this is a really high quality hollow that really dances with rainbows beautifully. I'm also loving here, and you can really see it in this bottle shot here too, is the addition of this blue reflective glitter. What a cool way to make this light just dance all through this polish. There is a lot happening here, but it looks elegant, it looks fun, and it stands for something. The other polish has taken a little bit longer to sneak up on me, but I think as a duo, this one actually may be another one of my top picks, the duo as a whole, because I can only purchase this one as a duo. This polish has quite a lightness and quite a bit of a sheerness to it as well. And it's got these fun glitters. And I wasn't really sure how I felt about it, but this is a wildly bright shimmer. And there's something about the colorway for this one that I don't know if it was the maker's intent here. This one brings to mind the trans flag and trans pride, and really how important it is for this group of the population to feel included and loved and welcomed. And there's just something about this one that the more I look at it, the more I love what I think it stands for me. I haven't really seen it alluded to that in any of the descriptions or any of the swatchers videos or anything like that, but there is something about this one that is really pulling at my heart. And where I wasn't sure about it at first, I think it's just the glitter, the lightness to it, the fact that it is perhaps a little bit sheer with the coverage coming from the shimmer itself, it seems. But there is just something that's getting me deep to my core where I think this polish really stands for something. And I think it stands for something big. And I would be honored to be able to get my hands on this limited edition duo with only 200 made available. This one may be my top pick of the entire month, this duo. This remarkable holographic and shimmer with glitter duo is by Sassy Sauce Polish. This is their Pride duo, Love is All Inclusive and Can't Hide My Pride. This next one up is by Victorian Varnish, and this one is called Twilight Equestria. This one is a magnetic polish, and it is another capped pre-order. This one has a cap of only 300 being made available this month. Victorian Varnish continues their Steampunk Unicorn series. Twilight Equestria is a multichromatic magnetic in blue, purple, aqua, green shifts with Aurora Hollow shimmer that intensifies to a beautiful rainbow once magnetized. Wow, it sounds like there's so much happening in here, and something that really gets me is that there is a swatcher, actually Hey Mercedes again, who's here on YouTube. She, and actually there's a few others that do tend to mention swatch after swatch, month after month, that when Victorian Varnish talks about certain components being in their polish, that's what you see, and you see all of it. And when I'm looking at this collage here, I'm seeing all of it. The effect of this one is really cool. I'm loving here as well what I'm guessing is the middle two fingers, so the middle and the ring finger, I believe it is, are cat eye effect, I think, with the index and the pinky finger being velvet effect, I believe. You really see everything. This is very rainbowy. I love that it's called Twilight Equestria. It does have a bit of a twilight kind of look to it to me. And yet this one is another magnetic. I find that I'm not pulling my magnetics very much to actually wear on my nails. I have had an incredibly busy work year, entire school year, which finally now is coming to an end. So I'll get a little bit of time back over the summer for a little bit of self-care and things like that I really haven't had a whole lot of time for throughout the last 10 months of the school year. I am loving the magical effects happening here with this polish. And I also have to say, I don't own very many polishes by Victorian Varnish, But when you see that this one here has a 17 milliliter bottle, there's an amount of value in that I really appreciate. The 17 milliliter bottle really does seem to be one of the largest capacity bottles on the indie polish landscape. Because of the look of this one, the value included here with a 17 milliliter bottle, just the magic happening here. I can't get enough of this one either. This gorgeous magnetic is by Victorian Varnish, Twilight Equestria. Now this last, but certainly not least polish on my wish list this month is another one by Victorian Varnish. This is their Pride offering this month. Love is Magical. This one is also a capped offering with only 150 being made available this month. I'm getting so nervous. I have way too many on my wish list. I don't know how I'm going to whittle this down, and I may very well miss out on some of these while I'm trying to make up my mind. Victorian Varnish has created a polish for Pride Month inspired by Birmingham's theme for Pride 2025, the magic of pride in the Magic City. $3 will be donated to Magic City Acceptance Center in Birmingham, Alabama. Love is Magical has a smoky indigo jelly base loaded with scattered hollow and ghost flakies ranging in the rainbow. This one is another one that evokes just magic on the nails. That glow of these ghost flakies is unbelievable. And against that smoky indigo jelly base, there are also a lot this month, not just of the purples, but of these smoky bases with something fiery happening, something contrasting happening within it. I love this one too. In fact, I may love this one by Victorian Varnish a little bit more than I loved the previous one by Victorian Varnish. This one might be pushing ahead of that magnetic, but truly both are magical. Oh, those fiery flakes, they're just getting me. The contrast, I love it. This gorgeous smoky polish with all these fiery components in it is by Victorian Varnish. It's their Pride offering. Love is Magical. So as I already said, the shop opens this month, June 14th at 12:01 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, and it will close on June 21st at 11:59 PM Hawaiian Time. So I'm wondering, are you planning on shopping this month through Hella Handmade Creations? If you are, which items are catching your eye? I'd also love to know all your thoughts about my wish list. My wish list is ridiculous. 20 items is completely unrealistic for me. And in fact, since I am a Canadian and because tariffs are a true thing in my world these days, I really have to consider whether I will be shopping this month. I only last May got hit for the very first time with any sort of tariff, and it was painfully significant. It wasn't through Hella Handmade Creations yet, though. I still have not been dinged for tariffs through Hella Handmade Creations, but I am still very nervous because it was significant. It was rather kind of prohibitive, actually, where it's making me think whether I should keep doing this. But these offerings this month are jaw-droppingly beautiful. And if there is one thing that I really believe in, it's supporting small makers. It's supporting individuals who are just working hard, making, in this case, beautiful items, just to make a living, to make the world a happier place. I mean, I want to support that. In this case, I really do feel strongly that so many of these makers this month really do deserve my support, really do deserve our support. So I have a lot of thinking to do in the next 2 hours before the shop opens. So as I said, I'm wondering, are you planning on shopping this month? If you are, which items are you adding to your wish list? Also, what are your thoughts on my wish list? I'd love to know your thoughts. If you have any experience with any of these polishes, maybe you're a swatcher, or maybe you've been looking at all the swatch footage as well. I'd love to know all your thoughts, add all your comments, and we can continue on the conversation long after. If you enjoy wish listing content similar to this, please consider giving this video a like. It indicates to me that you enjoy wish listing type content, and in the months ahead, I'll try my best to create content similar to this as much as I can. As well, if you enjoy nail-related content in general, please consider subscribing. I release nail-related content as often as I can, and by subscribing, you won't miss out on any of the fun. Thank you so much for joining me this month. Happy shopping. Hopefully I'll see you again in the next one. Take care. Bye.